Higher Learning Academy. The Higher Learning Academy was where a lot of us came to study everything related to whatever we spinned on the wheel of destiny related to the field of study. It's where you come to get the fundamentals and deep dive more into what makes it happen. My old classmates Gabriel and Angela taught at Sacred Heart College. They were the most patient souls I had ever encountered and were perfect for my instructors. Archangel Michael taught the law classes. He was the head of the War Department and taught training classes as well. I was excited about working with him again. I was such a small soul when we first encountered each other, and to actually be taught by an instructor that was once at the level I was and is now an archangel with his own division was inspiring. For me to take what I learn here and use it proudly every day. The classes taught to me by former classmates, Gabriel and Angela, were the hardest for me, because my thoughts weren't staying focused enough to manifest things with my mind. Since we were former classmates, they worked with me after class to help me achieve being and staying focused on my thoughts and having patience. I was very grateful for them, and I was able to achieve patience and staying focused by the time I was done at the school for higher learning. Working with Archangel Michael was totally different because there were so many moving parts on the field, and we learned in the classroom as well. I was used to having my classmates from childhood with me, but this time it's just Chloe and me, but Chloe was taking a different field of study. I would see her occasionally as we walked to classes, but our assignments and learning were different. Chloe and I were the only ones from our former class to receive a horse after high school, but your horse chooses you, we don't choose it. Everyone else from my former class either excel right after high school or got promoted. My horse was black, and most of the other horses in the land were white, so for the only black horse in the land, and she chose me, says we are both one of a kind. I'm very attached to Black Stag, and there is a small piece of me that doesn't want to get larger wings because of the love I have for her. Getting my wings would mean releasing her for another soul to share and use for their time of need, as with me. I learned to have patience and let go of the idea of holding on to Black Stag because someone else will need her like I did and like I do, and they will need protection too, just like she protects me. There were several incidents on my way to school and even on the way home that I hurt myself by accident, and she was there as an aid and helped and healed me. It seemed as if I learned more about myself during the time I was in higher learning school. It taught me to take the high road as well. We had a test, several tests to be exact, on how to attack, when not to attack, and formation with Archangel Michael. If we weren't in shape when we started, we were by the end of the school season. Graduating from Higher Learning Academy was approaching, finally and patiently, for me to complete. At the end of graduation, Archangel Michael will be selecting 6 of his top students to work with him and train with him on his army, and develop their skills even further to serve in the sacred land of hearts. Official army. The training is intense, but so worth it to do because of the things you may or may not ever encounter on your path, but you will already be prepared and skilled for if the time ever arrives. I prefer not to be confrontational, but when being approached with it, his techniques work flawlessly and effectively so far, and I plan to use them if I ever have to. In order to be selected as the 6, you will have to be able to do a play-by-play of everything that was taught and do it in the field. The last 6 standing would be selected. This test was the longest test to take in the field and the hardest, because there were a lot of us, but it would prove that I am worthy of earning bigger wings in the end, and that's all I could think about. I also couldn't get that formation and all the strategic plans we made during class out of my head. It was like second nature for me now, and it all goes back to the day in middle school that I spinned the wheel of destiny, that I'm here in the first place. After hours and hours on the field, we finally had the top 6, and I was a part of it. Hard work paid off. Upon completion, the top 6 received their signed and sworn paperwork to begin working with Archangel Michael, along with their completion paperwork. I was excited. I haven't received my bigger wings yet, but well on my way with patience, and I still had my Black Stag for a little while longer, so I was overjoyed.